Hello Taurus, this is your Celtic spread. I'll try to keep it general, okay? So let's see what's going on this week, Taurus. We've got Venus in Pisces, we've got Sun in Aquarian. This means you might be more rebellious, you may want to be true to yourself, because Aquarians, they're very, very true to themselves, okay? You might be forgiving, more loving, feeling more of a love in the end, fall in love more easily, because Pisces is the most emotional, the most romantic star sign. Just watch out for creating any illusion in your mind, because you know sometimes Pisces, they're so giving, they're being taken for granted, and they're so dreamy that they may, you may, if you're adopting the energy, you may end up thinking too highly of someone who doesn't deserve it. You may want to rush into relationship. But anyway, the good thing about this energy, if it's general, you'll be very loving, forgiving to your friends, to people. You ruled by Venus as well. So yeah, I think it's a good week, full of emotions, full of love. Okay, so let's see where you are, Taurus. We're gonna pull the cards right now. By the way, those of you who saw my second extended video, love related, of course the video cut it off at the end, got cut off. The last word was the card was give a chance to your relationship. Okay, if you were wondering. Now, Taurus, this week, I'm gonna pull the cards right now. Wow, Taurus, weird cards, I would say. But we're gonna go for this together. Okay, Taurus, the underlying energy is the Empress. You. Didn't I say that in the love related reading? You are the Empress. It's always you. You feeling very loving, very giving, very caring this week. Naturally, you are like that. But with Venus and Pisces, you want to take care of everything and everyone, and like I said, you just want to show love. That's what the Empress is. But you're very strong, and the same with Pisces energy. Very often people think that Pisces is quite weak because they're emotional, but actually they're not that weak at all. And I think you know when to put your foot down. You are in your element right now. Okay, you're strong, you're aware of your value, of who you are. Also, I forgot to mention a love related, because it's general. This week it's about being creative. When we've got Venus in Pisces, we become more creative. So if you wanted to work on something creative project, Taurus, this is a good time for you. Okay, whether you're a musician, whether you paint, whatever area of art you working on, or you're focusing on, you're good at, it's time for you. You will be inspired by the Venus in Pisces. Some beautiful stuff can be created throughout this week, Taurus. I really encourage you to do so, to release your energy, to release any sort of, because you might be feeling like you hit again by the train of emotions, okay? So try to use your creativity to, whatever happened, like I said, being hit by the train of emotions, use it, to express yourself. And then your art will definitely show it. Now, where you are right now, Taurus, is 10 of Wands. We did have that in the love related spread, but I want to keep it general, so I'll give you a few situations. So, right now you're emotionally drained, okay, Taurus. basically considering the astrological cosmic events happening right now, you know, you might be feeling like, goodness, it's been too much. You've been emotionally drained. You've been through some kind of drama in your life, up and down, up and down. You know, 10 of Wands, each of the wands represents some kind of an emotional event that affected you, and it's like it was one after another, another. And I think it got to the point recently when you had to take a step back, and it is a negative card, but actually it's sort of like a negative stroke positive cards, because it's what you see, this person is walking away, taking all those emotional wounds and goes in the house, leaves the situation. This is the ending of the emotional burden, Taurus, okay? And for that reason, you are able to remain in your power, be in control of your life, be strong, and feel like you. You know, you're feeling like you, and that's beautiful, because you're realizing, you know, the best way for me to take care of myself is to walk away from something that's emotionally draining, whether this was a job, whether this were friends, or whether this is a relationship or connection. You know, this is what Aquarians are like. They only nice to people who are nice to them. So now that we've got Sun in Aquarius, you might be feeling this urge of, you know, if someone is draining my emotions, I'm gonna cut them off. If this is a situation, I'm gonna walk away from it. And I feel like you adopting this, you know, energy of Aquarian here, when you're like, I'm not being taken for granted. It's been not all right for me, so I'm walking away from something, and I'm finishing this emotionals up and down. I am in control of my life. You know, you may feel like you want to sort of put those emotions into your creativity on a paper, you know, whatever you're doing. Like I've mentioned, it might be good for you, Taurus, this week to take a holiday this week or next week even, okay? To take your mind away from it, okay? To keep your mind away. This person may be back or may never be back to the old situation. If the friend's been draining you, if a situation was draining you, just take a step back from it, Taurus, okay? And I think you're doing this, and that's helping you to recharge your battery and to be you, Taurus, be you. What might be helping you is King of Cups. You might want to talk to someone, Taurus, who's been there and done it, okay? King of Cups is someone who's wise, okay? The interesting thing about King of Cups, they're keeping the lock on the heart. They're not revealing the emotions because they've been through so much, Taurus, okay? But actually, this card means that you could ask for advice of someone, but I feel like you deciding that you're gonna take those wounds, take those emotions, Taurus, away, go in the house, if this makes sense in English, and create something using your experience, created to love possibly, because we've got Venus and Pisces. King of Cups, maybe now it's your job to, you feel like, you know, I can use this situation, what I've been through, I can use it to my advantage, okay? I can create, for example. I can give advice to people and guide them. I'm not reading this for myself, but it's sort of coming. I can help them to go through challenges. I can give them very good logical advice because I've been there, I've done it. So I feel like you understanding that whatever you've been through, whatever emotional turbulence you came across, you were involved in, whatever train hits you back in time, because this is you walking away from that drama, okay? You walking away from this ups and downs, okay? And you understanding what this gave you, this experience or those experiences, because there were many of them. Now you can use this to guide others, Taurus, because you're very good at giving advice, because you're coming out from the place of logic and heart. And I think naturally it's your life purpose, Taurus, okay? Whatever you do, whether you're teaching people through poetry, through music, through writing, you can really heal them. And King of Cups does just that, okay? So I feel like that's what you might be realizing this week, that you had to go for something to become someone, okay? What is this reading about? Three of Pentacles. So project. You might be focusing on some project, Taurus, this week. And again, whoever you're working with or you are involved with, there's love or a generous prayer, right? We're talking generous situation. Remember to collaborate with other people. Remember that if you collaborate with these two people here, you'll be able to build this project better, okay? It's also about, whether you are or you are not on the same page with someone, but this is very often work related, working on something, okay? So there's something you're working on this week, Taurus, and I think your past emotional experiences helping you, guiding you. In the past, we've had a lot of communication, emotional communication coming your way, right? You were very emotional. But I think you learn to take control of your emotions. You learn to be the King of Cups, Taurus. You learn to only show emotions when it's necessary. Well, I mean, like, this is like fast coming emotions that you cannot, the wounds coming out of your heart through your mouth that you cannot hold on to. And I feel like now you can control this better. Where you're gonna put most of your energy this week is on making sure your life is in order. Or maybe you're focusing on the Emperor in your life. If it was to do with love, this reading, if I was to read it as a love, I would say, you are the Empress and you're focusing on the Emperor. Again, this is a, power couple, okay? Two people, very strong personalities, okay? But I want to read it generous. So you making sure your life is in order, Taurus, okay? And you don't allowing anyone to play mind games with you. You didn't for a long time now, for quite a long time. And, you are in control of your life. And that's why you're deciding to finish. Like, though we've got Venus and Pisces, you're like, I am done. Feeling drained emotionally, this people or that person or this situation, they just don't do much to me. They don't give me any positive vibes. I got to learn from this situation and I can use this to help others. And I can put it into my creative work. In the near future, Taurus, we've got the High Priestess here, okay? Some secrets might be coming now, but I feel like it's more of your vibe, where you observing people more, okay? You saying less. Someone told, I've read it somewhere yesterday, I'm not saying I agree with it, that the older women get applied to a man, but it's about women, so men, please do not get offended, I'm mentioning women. The older women get, the grayer the hair get, or like the older the women get, the less the to speak, the talk. And I feel like it's you, Taurus, here. Whether you're male or female, okay? Apply it to your gender. Or, you could be in between, either way. You deciding to speak less and observe more. That's where you're gonna be. You're gonna listen to your intuition more. Talk less. Observe more. Your self-reflection, how do you view yourself? Okay, you think that if you work on this project or something this week, Taurus, okay, you will be able. And if you walk away from whatever was draining you, people, situations, and if you remain in control of your emotions, like the King of Cups, who learned that you can't just say things sometimes in such a hasty but emotional manner, okay? If you learn this, and I think you're learning this, you're gonna have 10 of Cups. You're gonna be fulfilled emotionally, that something you're working on, everything in your life will be just perfecto, okay? So this, your family life will be better, you will feel more fulfilled, emotionally? I know it's very general. We're going to clarify it. But how do people view you? See, people view you being in a toxic situation. Maybe people see you being attached to addiction. Maybe they think you've got addiction, you know, any kind of addiction. Maybe you're working too hard, Taurus. Maybe you're doing too much tarot readings. Maybe you listen to too much tarot. Or maybe you're in a third party situation. Maybe you feel like you're chained to some kind of a situation, and you think, Taurus, that you cannot detach yourself, but you can. Of course you can, okay? So people think that you are codependent here. You're depending on something. You cannot detach yourself, or there's some toxic energy in your life. That's how people view it. Like they do not expect of you to unchain yourself from whatever is toxic in your life. Wow. Your fear, Taurus, your fear is being left out in the cold with no one to support you. And that is like a fear of us Taurans, being left out with no money, being left out with no emotional support. It scares you. But Taurus, the outcome is positive, is Hierophant, you. Someone who believes in tradition, someone who's stubborn in a way, but someone who people will listen to you this week. People will want to follow you this week. The reason why I'm pausing and thinking, because Five of Pentacles can also be a piece of advice, you know, and I feel like maybe there's something towards you afraid of changing in your life, okay? Maybe you're really, really afraid that something will not work out. And you might be like sort of self-sabotaging something here this week, where everything looks all right. Just talk less, observe more. Let's clarify, Taurus. Taurus, let's see, what is the piece of advice? No, let's go one by one. What is it on? What's happening in your subconscious mind? What is this? Working with someone, cooperating. Let's get more cards to get a better picture. Okay. Oh my goodness. Again, we got this in a love related. Okay, Taurus, you're afraid of working with someone, working on something, collaborating. You want to do something that you feeling comfortable with. I feel like you don't want to take risks, Taurus, okay? Because you're thinking about something in a very negative way. You're afraid of taking risks, okay? Here. You rather do what you know than take a risk. You're afraid of losing money. You're afraid that if you were to, collaborate with someone, if it's work related or if it's love, if you are to get involved with someone, okay, it's not gonna work. You keep thinking that something is not gonna work, Taurus. On your subconscious mind, you're always afraid of this, Taurus, right? We always like to see the worst scenario. And I think that's why sometimes we label as the negative Taurans, right? We do. I don't think we're that much afraid of taking a risk, but here in this card we are. Someone is, Taurus. Afraid of, is this gonna work? I mean, what if I lose out? Because that's something that really bothers you here. But that's on your mind, and that's not how people, you're being very strong this week. You're trying to make sure your life is in order. Everything's in order. So let's clarify first, why do people view you with the devil? Toxic energy in your life. Okay, because they see you walking away from something that was not fulfilling emotionally. So no, they don't want to see you. Or they see you looking for deeper meaning in life, Taurus. Hang on, one more card. And Knight of Swords in the reverse. I think you are being afraid of leaving the past behind here, Taurus. That's what it is. A Knight of Swords, and you know, they see you not telling the truth about something. Ten of Cups, not telling the truth, you know, about this. You say, this is what it's like. I'm happy. But these people here, this person, people in your environment, they don't see it this way, Taurus. Again, Two of Wands. They see you wanting to move into a new direction. They see that you exploring new options, but again, you're not taking any action, and this is toxic for you, Taurus. Why are you afraid? Well, you're afraid of losing out, right? You were afraid of finishing something. You're afraid. You know, you're afraid of taking some hasty action, but you know something's got to come to the end here. You're afraid of finishing some kind of a toxic cycle in case you were to lose out financially and emotionally. But Taurus, the outcome is commitment. It could be getting out of that commitment. Hierophant, let's clarify. Okay. Wow. Six of Pentacles in reverse position, the Tower. There was a Tower in the past, Taurus. There was no balance in the past. Wait, one more card before I get cut off. King of Cups. You may need some advice to do with this commitment, Taurus, this week. Because you're trying to make sure your life is in order. Okay. The High Priestess in the near future. Page of Pentacles. Someone, again, you watching by not taking any action this week. And that's a good approach, Taurus. Just watch. Talk less and just watch. Observe the situation. And walk away from any drama, anything that could drain you. Because I feel like, no, that's not good for you. I hope this is not too confusing. Bye.